Hello everybody, this is a new chapter for me. After 3 years doing videos and silent walking tours, I decided finally to do my very first narrated walking tour. It was not an easy decision to take. The main reason is because I'm shy, I have a lack of confidence, especially when I talk in English. Because obviously I'm not English and English is not my first language. But on the other hand, I felt a kind of frustration. And the frustration comes to the fact that I didn't really have the opportunity to share with you, to interact with you, to share my feelings, opinions, thoughts. So, well, it's time to change. And that's why I will share with you my very first narrated video walking tour. So I hope you will enjoy it, and let's go. So for this very first narrated video, we are here in Dumbo. So why Dumbo? Dumbo is definitely one of my favorite neighborhoods in New York, and more than that, for me, it's where everything started 3 years ago, when I did my very first walking tours. So it was in November 2021. But my very first video was here in Dumbo and Brooklyn Bridge. So that's why I think it's important for me to do this very first narrated video here in Dumbo. And this video will be a little special for me because it will be the occasion to talk about myself, who I am. I think it's time after 3 years of video. And I want to talk with you about the future of the channel. Of course, I will show you my favorite spot in Dumbo with a little surprise at the end. Okay, so let's start with me, who I am, who is Julien. Well, so I'm Julien, French. I come from Lyon in France, where I spent 40 years of my life. And I moved to New York 3 years ago. So why I moved to New York? Well, for personal reason and for a relationship. So 3 years ago, I decided to move here and to write a new chapter in my life. And when I say a new chapter, it means big changes for me at every levels. Obviously, at a personal level, but too, with my career. Why? Because in France I was a lawyer. Yes, can you imagine that? A lawyer. And when I moved here, I didn't have the flame, to be a lawyer anymore, and I want to start something new. So I have this idea of walking tours. When I say this idea, it's not totally the truth, because you know what? I didn't really knew at this time what this channel will become. But for me, it was a way to share New York, to share my travel and my walks, with my family. So that's why, initially, why I decided to do this channel. And I become here a tour guide and a sightseeing guide for French-speaking people. So I only do tours in French so far. But yeah, so as you can see, it was a big change for me, from lawyer to YouTuber. Anyway, so that's it, about me. Oh yes, by the way, I told you that I'm French. So. But my name, we pronounce it Julien. I always say Julien, but it's Julien. Okay, so now let's talk about the channel by itself. As I mentioned before, as I said, it's time for me to do some walking tour, a narrated walking tour. And by that, I plan to do 1 time a week narrated walking tours. Most of my walking tour will stay silent, because, like I love to hear the noise and the sound of the city. But I think too that it's important, as I mentioned before, to interact with you and to share with you my opinions about the city. So that's why I will, as I said before, I will probably do one narrated walking tour per week. And more than that, I will start a live streaming video. And we are today Friday, December 6th. I will do my first live streaming video tonight at 6 p.m. So when this video will be online, I guess tomorrow or Saturday, I already did my very first live streaming video. So yeah, that's it. So as I mentioned, we are here in Dumbo. I live in Brooklyn, I live in Bed-Stuy, so for me to come to Dumbo, it takes, with the subway, with the A train, it takes 20-25 minutes from home. So I live pretty close to Dumbo. And why I say I love Dumbo so much? Because I love this mix between old buildings and new architecture, or new building like the one that you can see now. And I love Dumbo because it's very different from the rest of the city, and especially the rest of Manhattan. So we are here now in Dumbo in the winter time, so it's probably not the time of the year of Dumbo is the prettiest. But during spring and during summer, it's quite magical. So to come to Dumbo, you can take the train, so the A train, C train, or the F train, or you can take the ferry. So when you take the ferry to come to Dumbo, and you can see the skyline of Manhattan with the financial districts, so you arrive here with the ferry. So you have two lines for the ferry, and one of the tours that I do with French people, I take the ferry. So I come from North Williamsburg, and in two stops now we are here in Dumbo. So the ferry is here. You can take the ferry here. For one way, it's $4.5 for the one way, and you have this magical view on the skyline of Manhattan. I love that view so much. I mean, look at that. It's pretty magical. With the Brooklyn Bridge. And so you can see the Brooklyn Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge. So when I mentioned that probably during summer and spring, this Dumbo is prettiest because you have a bar here. We can take drinks, they play music. So I love this atmosphere. So when you just arrive on the pier, the atmosphere is so cool, so cool. I have to tell you something, too. It's kind of cold today. It was freezing cold during all week. And it was a brutal change, compared to the temperature that we had, especially in October. October was so hot. And I think I read that was the hottest October month in history in New York. So today it's now it's -1 degree Celsius, so it's around 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's very cold, especially for me. I cannot stand the cold. But yeah. So I mentioned that I will want to bring you to my favorite spot in Dumbo, and one of my favorite spots, it's just right here. This little garden at the foot of the Brooklyn Bridge. By the way, the bridge is here. So the Brooklyn Bridge was Was built and finished in 1883. And the little magical garden, the Jardin River, is right here. So during spring and summer, you can see the cats and the squirrels, just run on the grass. And when I say it's one of my favorite spots here in Dumbo, when I come here, just by myself, sometimes I just take a drink or, I don't know, a burger, and I just sit here in the park and just enjoy the park and the view on Manhattan. So the Jardin River, is owned by the restaurant, the River Café. The River Café, it's okay. The River Café is a 1 Michelin star restaurant. It's a 1 Michelin star restaurant, and you can imagine it's quite expensive. So, yeah, I love this garden. Pretty magical here in Brooklyn. So let's check the River Cafe. So I have to be honest with you, I never eat here. In my life, I already experienced Michelin star restaurants. I have this chance, but never here in New York. It was in France. Well, let's check the menu now. Of course, you will not see the price. Not here. The foie gras, of course, lobster, duck, beef, lamb, gnocchi, octopus. Why not one day, One day, why not? But as I mentioned, it's quite expensive. So if you have the chance, to come here, in Dumbo, you have to stop here. You have to stop here at the Jardin River, as I mentioned before, just at the feet of the Brooklyn Bridge. So I mentioned that when I come here to the Jardin River, I just take my a drink or a burger, and when I say a burger, I say Shake Shack. You have a Shake Shack just right here at the corner, and I have to say, Shake Shack is one of my favorite fast food chain. I say chain, I don't say it's my favorite burger place, but when we mention chain, I love Shake Shack. So I just take the Shack burger, the classic one, sometimes with bacon, but yes, it's definitely one of my favorite burger chains. Well, I can say probably with Five Guys. Five Guys is good, quite expensive too, but it's good. If you eat too much burger, there's another option here. So just close to the Jardin River, the other option is Luxe Lobster. Luxe Lobster, they do some lobster rolls. So lobster rolls, you take the bun of a hot dog, and you put some lobster is inside, So they have lobster rolls, crab rolls, shrimps rolls. It's good, I think it's around $28 or $30 the lobster roll. Yes, lobster, but it's quite good, And as I mentioned before, you have the Brooklyn Bridge just right here. Yeah, magical place. Very, very magical place. So since the past year, they just installed now an ice rink. So yes, you can skate here under the Brooklyn Bridge. So what I hear and what I read that it's not so expensive I think it's $10 per hour plus $7 for the blades. So believe me, for New York, it's not expensive at all. So what is great that you are just under the Brooklyn Bridge. Wow. And if you pay attention, you can see people walking, on the Brooklyn Bridge. So if you decide to cross the bridge, and in fact, I will show you at the end where you can take the stairs now, and then cross the Brooklyn Bridge. So yeah, so they start the ice rink, the past year. By the way, this plaza is named Emily Warren Roebling. We are on the Emily Warren Roebling Plaza. It's named after the engineer Emily Warren Roebling who finalized the Brooklyn Bridge. I say finalized because she was not the very first engineer to work on it. But for a woman to be engineer at this time, it was I cannot say kind of revolutionary, but it was something to notice. So I don't know with the mic if you can hear that, but we can hear the noise even from here of the Manhattan Bridge. And it's one of the main differences between the two bridges, between the Brooklyn Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge. The Manhattan Bridge is very noisy, very loud, so loud, and just because of the subway. So let's cross this little garden with the Max family garden and the theater. It's the same thing, I love this place. During summertime, they put tables here. You can sit, enjoy the garden, and when you cross the garden, just right here, you have one of the most magical view on the Brooklyn Bridge. Wow, it's a perfect spot for a picture. Yeah, pretty magical. And as I mentioned, you have the theater right here. And of course, close to the theater, you have another amazing spot here in Dumbo, the Jane's Carousel. The Jane's Carousel, I think was built in 1922. You have 48 wood horses, and the structure around the carousel was made by a French engineer. His name is Jean Nouvel. So yeah, it's not necessarily the most beautiful structure around now, but it's very, very useful because you can use the carousel, during all year, even now, during winter time when it's freezing cold, like today. And of course, the structure protects the carousel from the rain. It's very cute, and it's great to see, especially during winter time, Christmas time, when you have kids riding the horses and use the carousel. So cute. And of course, the view on the Brooklyn Bridge and on Manhattan skyline, with the Freedom Tower, with the World Trade Center. And I have to add it's the perfect spot for wedding pictures. Even during winter time, you have people who take pictures for their wedding, and you can see the bride sometimes, even when it's freezing cold, very courageous, and they take the pictures in the dress. Hello, buddy. Well, he's not shy. Sorry. So yeah, I remember now that when I did my very first video 3 years ago, I started here, right here, on this spot. So now you have the view on the Manhattan Bridge, and you can see, behind the Williamsburg Bridge. So to memorize, the order of the bridges, when you start from the south to the north. So you have the Brooklyn Bridge, right here, the Manhattan Bridge, and the Williamsburg Bridge. So Brooklyn, Manhattan, Williamsburg, it's BMW. So it doesn't work with Mercedes or Audi, just with BMW. But it's the best way, to memorize, to remember the order of the bridges. Yes, we can hear from here. We can hear the subway on the Manhattan Bridge. Oh, it works now. Yeah. So cool. Yes, it's the only bad thing, in Dumbo, in my opinion, is the noise of the Manhattan Bridge. I don't know how people who live here know, especially you can see the buildings and the apartments were just under the Manhattan Bridge, how they can do, I'm sure, they have the system, they find a solution to block the noise. But it's quite impressive, to hear that. So another spots that you have to go and visit when you go to Dumbo is the Empire Stores. This building, wonderful building. And you can find it inside the Termite Market. So Termite Market is a brand. They have multiple locations in all over the world. Obviously, one here in New York. You have multiple ones, in Europe too. And it's a kind of the food court. So if you come here to Dumbo, it's a perfect place to grab something to eat. The work that they did here is quite impressive. Because it's a whole building and everything inside looks pretty modern. Very, very modern. So okay, so let's go inside. Because it's quite cold for me, so it's time for me to go inside. Okay, so, wow, I hear music, so you know that YouTubers know and people do walking tours, we don't really like to hear music because copyrighted music. But anyway, so we are here inside the Termite Market. So you have different spots where you can grab some food. So you can buy food here and then go to the rooftop where I will bring you. Okay, so let's go to the rooftop. So as I mentioned, Time Out is a brand. So you have on the wall all the different locations of the timeout. Of course, Dubai, Mumbai, Shanghai, Tokyo, Sydney, even in Europe, in Portugal. Thanks. So the good thing about the timeout market at the rooftop is obviously the view. You have, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful view here in New York. Well, as you can see that it's a well-known spot for pictures. And you are right between the two bridges, between the Brooklyn Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge. Of course, you can rest here. And of course, the carousel. So cool. So about the timeout, you can buy food here too, at the rooftop. Oh, see, they sell alcohol. Not if you are under 21. Sorry. Yeah, but it's one of my favorite spots here in Dumbo. So you cannot visit the rest of the building because there are only office. So you can go only to the main floor, ground, and to the rooftop. Okay, so let's take the stairs. And from here, you can see the Pebble Beach. Well, don't plan to swim here, no. First of all, because it's not allowed and it's so cold. But the Pebble Beach is at the feet of the Manhattan Bridge, and like this spot, just right here, is one of my favorite spots for pictures. So, well, let's go to the Pebble Beach now. I will show you how you can access to the Pebble Beach. Oops. And to do a walking tour like that, without any cuts, I think the best way for me to show how long it can take you to do a walk, in Dumbo, and how long it will take you to have access to the main spot here in Dumbo. Because sometimes you watch videos with very great videos, but with a lot of cuts, you cannot figure out, the distance between the different spots. So, well, like that, you can realize that, well, Dumbo is not a very a big neighborhood, and all the main spots are very close to each other. Okay, so, well, let's go to Pebble Beach. I don't know if with the microphone that if you hear the Manhattan Bridge, but it's quite crazy. It's quite crazy. And I think it's night and day, because the New York subway wants night and day, so I think they have to endure that night and day. So Pebble Beach, the same thing, it's a perfect spot for pictures, even wedding pictures. And I think you have a dog park. Hey, hello buddy. Oh, you're shy too. Yeah, if you have a kid playground just right here, so very kids friendly. And of course, you have the Manhattan Bridge. Oh, let me in comments, what bridge do you prefer, Brooklyn Bridge or Manhattan Bridge? Personally, I love the Brooklyn Bridge, the iconic Brooklyn Bridge. But now, Manhattan Bridge, because of one picture, becomes very, very popular. Ooh, the wind is freezing cold. It's freezing cold. Yeah, as you can see, it's a perfect view here. So Pebble Beach, Brooklyn Bridge, and the Manhattan skyline. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Try to figure out why people put some rocks here. Weird. Anyway, so I mentioned the fact that Manhattan Bridge is probably one of the most photographed bridge in New York. I don't really know, I don't really know between the Brooklyn Bridge and Manhattan Bridge, but because of one picture, one spot, Manhattan Bridge becomes very popular. And of course, I think about the pictures who come from the movie Once Upon a Time in America. Well, I hope I say it correctly, because I saw the movie in French. So in French we say Il était une fois en Amérique. And if you didn't see this movie, it's a masterpiece. So you have to watch it. It's a classic masterpiece, and it's very close by. It's at the intersection of Water Street and Washington Street. So this building that you can see on the right here was just finished. It's a residential building. I hear that the penthouse is they sell it for 25 millions? 25 millions? Okay, why not? And of course, you can see all the balconies. So with the balconies, you have the perfect view on the Brooklyn Bridge. If you love shoes, this shops is quite spectacular. Yeah, very, very great shoes. I'm not sure, maybe I can plan to do my walking tour with these boots. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Yeah, it's a very cool boutique, very cool shoes and boots. Wow, it's very, Star Trek? Yeah, it is. Star Trek shoes, Star Trek boots. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, Mr. Spock. So I'm always surprised now when I come to Dumbo to see how Washington Street is packed. It's packed with people who want to, of course, to take the picture of Dumbo. And probably now, it's become the picture of New York. Of New York, and it's show you how Brooklyn becomes so popular now. Because to tell you everything, I visited New York the first time with my sister in 2009, and I just crossed the half of the Brooklyn Bridge, coming from Manhattan, and I didn't even stop here in Dumbo, in Brooklyn. So you can see the people, and now the view, the fantastic view. Well, it's popular for one reason, and because it's beautiful. I love the contrast between the bridge and the building, the brick and the blue metallic bridge. It's a fantastic view, It's a fantastic view. So I invite you to type on Google search, pictures from Washington Street during the 70s and 80s, and you'll be surprised how it's totally different from compared to now. Now it's so popular. In fact, I call that the street of the Instagrammeur. Sorry, the street of the Instagrammeur, because, well, during all day, people are packed here to take pictures. So you can imagine that it was way different in the 90s. But it's a very cool spot. But it's not my first spot here in Dumbo. In fact, my favorite spot is very close by. It's just right here on Water Street. So let's go on Water Street. You can see the Manhattan Bridge right here. So if you take Water Street, just at the corner of Water Street and Washington Street, you will find this sign street. Water Street with Dumbo Historic District and Gleason's Gym's Way. Why Gleason Gym? Well, because it's the boxing gym just right here. And it's an iconic gym here in Brooklyn, in New York. And it's what you can call an institution. So it's free to come. You are welcome. Hi. Good morning. Sorry, guys. So it's by far, my favorite place here in Dumbo. Why? Because it just looks like a movie. And it's so the Gleason gym is what I read one of the oldest gym in New York. They opened in 1935 or 7, I don't really remember. And all the greatest champions came here to train and to work out. And it's crazy to see that this iconic gym is open to everybody. So the owner of the gym is Bruce. Mr. Bruce. It's funny because he just right here at his desk, sorry. He's a very cool gentleman. And he's very, very cool. And you can talk with him if you have time. He's an historic book about boxing. So you can see here the pictures of all the great champions who came here. And of course, you can recognize here Muhammad Ali. And talking about Muhammad Ali, you can find just right at the entrance a wall with his signature. Yeah, it's really impressive to see that. Really, really impressive. I have to mention the fact too that they sell T-shirts, merchandising, and if you want to bring a souvenir from Brooklyn, Dumbo, you have to come here. You will find all these T-shirts, sweater, only here in the Gleason gym, and they are authentic. It's a big part of the sports history of this country. So of course the Gleason gym is known for boxing, but it's known for movies. You have the picture here of Hilary Swank from the movie $1 Million Baby. So she came here to train, and her trainer was Hector Roca, this gentleman. Unfortunately, Hector Roca passed away in 2023. But yeah, so Hilary Swank came here for training, and for this movie, she won the Golden Globe and the Oscar. So she won the Golden Globe and the Oscar, and of course, when she won, she came back here in the gym, and you can see Hilary Swank with Bruce. Well, it was years ago, with Bruce and the Oscar. And again, pictures of great boxers, champions who came here. And of course, in the center, Mr. Mike Tyson. Mr. Mike Tyson. It's funny to see that Mike Tyson is very close to Evander Holyfield. When you know the story between them, it's funny to see that. I don't know if you saw the match, the last match, fight of Mike Tyson. It was quite sad to see that. So, well, just remember the old Mike Tyson and the great champion that he was. Impressive wall. But I love this gym. I love the atmosphere. And for me, as a French guy, I never had the opportunity in the past to go inside this kind of gym. So when I see that, in fact, I feel like in a movie. I feel like in a movie. So that's why I have to say it's by far my favorite spot in Dumbo. I love Dumbo so much. But I think now this gym is one of the main reasons why I love Dumbo. And then when I do tours, with my clients, it's a little surprise at the end. I always bring them here in the gym, and for them, they're so happy, to see that. Okay. Are the pictures here? Oh, of course, as a French guy, I have to mention Marcel Cerdan. Marcel Cerdan. I don't know if some of you watched the movie La Vie en Rose. It's about the life of Edith Piaf. And you have this incredible scene, in the movie when she just received the news that her lover died in a plane crash, and the lover was this French champion, Marcel Cerdan. So if you don't know, you have to watch this movie now. La Môme in French, and I think the name of the movie in US here is La Vie en Rose. You can recognize here, sure. Well, it's time to leave, but if you have the opportunity to come here, you can now. They welcome everybody. They are very, very, very cool. Sorry. Okay, so now let's go under the Manhattan Bridge. Yeah, I didn't lie, when I said that it was very noisy. Here under the Manhattan Bridge, we will find the Dumbo sign. So by the way, Dumbo means down under Manhattan Bridge Overpass. And here, every weekend, you have the Dumbo flea market. The Dumbo flea market. It's pretty cool, but noise can be a problem for me. So I don't really like to spend too much time here. And because it's Christmas time, you will find the Christmas tree with cones. With cones. Hey. Hello, Manhattan Bridge. Oh, drop your layer here. Okay. But very cool, man, pretty original Christmas tree. Okay, so they just they finished to renovate this plaza recently. So it's great now. They create this space just under the Manhattan Bridge. And it's where I will tell you goodbye. Thank you for watching my first narrated video. I hope that you enjoy it. And thanks for watching it. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your support, and see you soon. Bye-bye.